Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Thursday night and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully all the technical stuff is going to work out tonight. I am back on my main computer. I did a test run. I think everything's working fine, but lo and behold, we're having a thunderstorm here. So if the power goes out or the internet goes out, it is rural Kentucky and we do have some problems with the weather. Whenever it comes through, the internet goes out and things like that. So I'm apologizing in advance, even though I really hope everything works out this time because it has it has been a while since we had a perfect stream. So but anyway, I'm just gonna jump right in today. So what are we working on? That's a great question. Oh, let me shout out to some of the people in the room. Rome Dog's in the house. We got Okay Larry. We got Treasure Warriors. That's awesome because I think most of you guys were around when I did the original picture that I'm trying to fix here. So I like to do this thing called a redemption round on this channel. That is where I've been doing this live stream for like 2 years now, and I'm trying to progress as an artist and get better at my work. You can see behind me some of these pictures they're terrible, and then the really bad ones don't even end up on the wall. They end up in like a file drawer. So I am doing a redemption round where I have this picture that I did last year of a parrot. It is not the best parrot in the world. It probably looks okay on camera. And to be honest, it's not that bad considering I actually did this with melted crayon. But I hate this background. The texture of it's like really terrible. This is watercolor paper and it has like a texture to it. So when I was trying to go over it with crayon, it didn't really work out really well. I mean, to you guys, it might look like a really good picture, but to me, I hate it. I hate this picture. It's terrible. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to, paint a parrot in pastels. So the other part of the story is that, let me go ahead and get to this full view real quick. I just got in the mail a new set of pastels. These are very beautiful. They have all the different colors I might need. So I really wanted to do something really colorful tonight, hence the parrot, hence, all these beautiful colors. I just wanted to give a shout out. Like a lot of the art supplies on this show are donated by viewers such as yourself, and I don't really want to drop names unless they want me to. I just wanted to shout out and say, hey, I'm deeply appreciative of you guys supporting my habit. It is an expensive habit being an artist, except when you're painting in coffee. That's pretty cheap. But I do have some viewers who have been kind enough to donate art supplies to the show. So I really appreciate that. So I just want to give you guys a shout out. You know who you are. If you want, hey, if you guys want your name out there, I'll throw up in a credits page or something like that. So just let me know, send me an email or something like that. The other cool thing is this set of pastels actually came with some pastel paper. So this is a little bit different than the pastel paper I usually use. I usually use this kind of like sanded paper of my own making with like some clear gesso on it. This is just kind of like a textured kind of paper, but it's really nice. And they had some white sheets and black sheets in there. So I decided to just try out one of the black sheets for this parrot. So that's it. As far as the introductions go, I'm just going to jump right in. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this Thursday night. I see MJ's in the house as well. We got Ida in the house. That's cool. Yeah, so a lot of pressure on me. Hopefully I don't mess this up. But anyway, I can't see it being worse than the previous picture. Like, you guys really don't see what I see. I see a bunch of garbage. I think I'm going to start with the background on this picture. Yeah, Geppetto's having a rough day. I think I'm going to start on the background of this picture just to kind of like have some fun with some of these greens. So I haven't used these pastels before. I don't know if they're any good. All the reviews on Amazon like really recommended them. They said they were really nice. They're not terribly expensive. Like if you wanted to get started with pastels and stuff, I could recommend these because like, I mean, it's 72 pastels. Like there's a lot of colors. You guys saw all the colors and stuff. And like for that to be like in the $20 to $30 range, that is like a steal in my book. So I went with these just because like there's a lot of good reviews for them. And I think they're kind of cool. So a lot of different greens and stuff. So I'm going to try to use up a bunch of them in this background. So basically, I'm starting with the background because the other picture I did, the background kind of sucked. So like this is so forget about the parrot. I'm really trying to draw a background here, like a really pretty color. Oh, we got Kevin in the house. Nice, man. You guys come out to play on Thursdays. I think Thursdays are probably when I have the most people in the chat. I'm thinking about doing Saturdays like as a regular thing. I've said that I'm not going to commit to it just because, like, you know, sometimes I have other things I'm doing on Saturday, but I'm going to try. So, like, if you guys are available on a Saturday, look for me. Like, I may not be around, but I'm going to at least make an effort. Saturday mornings. It's a different time zone for so that maybe people who are like overseas, you know, maybe people who can't watch me at like a regular time, you guys can chime in. So I'm just getting kind of crazy with the colors back here. None of my colors ever show up right on camera, but this is kind of like a yellow, and I've got some greens back here, and I've got some blues. I just really want to have some fun with this background. I want the whole thing to be kind of like really colorful. Just, you know, because it's a parrot. So this is, apparently there's a name for this parrot. I didn't know until like before the show. I kind of looked it up, which is also fun, you know, being an artist, you get to like learn new things that you weren't aware of, like probably didn't care about in the past. But I cared, so I looked it up. This is a Scarlet Macaw. Macaw? I don't know how you pronounce it. But it's a Scarlet something another. It's a particular kind of parrot, so it's not like all parrots aren't the same. Like when I went looking for pictures of parrots to do, this one came off of Unsplash, by the way. But when I went looking for parrots to do, apparently there's a bunch of different kinds of parrots. Like I like the blue ones with the yellow on them as well, but I decided to go with this one because this is the one I did before. So if you're going to do a redemption round, you have to kind of recreate the same conditions as before. It's not a Norwegian blue. No, this one. So this is the terrible one that I'm trying to redo. So that's a Scarlet Macaw or something like that. But yeah, so I'm starting with the background. I'm trying to get some greens and some blues and some yellows in here. I want this to be like kind of blurred, almost like a photo. But first got to get them in here. I do like this paper, by the way. They have pastel paper at like Hobby Lobby and Michael's and stuff. But it's not that sanded paper that I always heard that you're supposed to use, so I've generally avoided buying it. But I think this is that kind of paper. And now that I'm actually using it, I kind of like it. Anyway, I should get off of the picture and ask you guys, how you guys doing? How you guys been? I haven't seen you in 2 days. Hopefully you guys been well. Hope you guys are looking forward to the weekend. I know why you guys like Thursdays. It's because tomorrow's Friday. That's how it kind of works out. I always forget to get a tissue for my nose. Like during the springtime, I get allergies and stuff. So I always forget to get a tissue for my nose. So I end up having to use like paper towels, which is totally rough on your nose. You should not use paper towels. Anyway, yeah. So like, yeah, you guys are happy because it's tomorrow's Friday. That's what it is. And I don't blame you guys. Friday's awesome. Hopefully you guys got some cool plans for this weekend. So usually I take my pastels and I just kind of lay them down here. I'm not trying to make a mess because like these are brand new, so I want to put them all back where they were. So I'm just kind of grabbing them and throwing them down. So again, I'm just working on the background now. We'll worry about the actual parrot herself, here in a minute. But I think that's probably good enough to get started. So I had a brush somewhere, if I can remember where I put it. Here we go. So this is just kind of like a makeup brush, I think. And I don't usually use this, but I want to use this to try to just kind of blend it out instead of just using my hand because I want it to be kind of soft and kind of just kind of blend together. So I think this kind of works for that. Usually I use my finger. I might go back to my finger. I just wanted to give this a shot. You know, this is kind of like an experiment show in addition to like, you know, you guys shouldn't assume that I know what I'm doing. A lot of times I'm experimenting in real time, but Ida says, I remember when I was younger, there was a parrot at the zoo that said hello if you said hello Barry to him. That's cool. The poor parrot had people screaming, hello Barry, so much that he stopped replying. Oh, that's right. It is Memorial Day weekend. So here in the United States, for those who are abroad, we have Memorial Day weekend. So it's a 3-day weekend for us. That's why you guys are excited. I thought you guys were excited to see me, but apparently not. It's because it's a 3-day weekend. Anyway, that was fun. I don't think I'm going to use that anymore. Not that I'm against that, but I just kind of like going in. Like I can achieve the same effect with using my fingers, so I'm just going to do that. So I'll probably come back and add some more to this background, but this is enough to get them started, I think. Kilowatt says, nice bird, thanks. It's a blackbird right now. Hopefully it doesn't say blackbird. All right, so I'm going to get into the parrot here. I'm going to start with like the darkest reddish color, just because I've never used these pastels before on this, you know, and I haven't used them definitely on like black paper. So I kind of want to get a feel for how things might work here. So I have been practicing with pastels lately, mostly like with landscapes. I'm going to continue that. Mostly I got these pastels so I could do some landscapes, but you know, when I opened the box, it was so colorful that I'm like, oh man, I really want to do something colorful like a parrot. Just to warn you guys who aren't familiar with pastels, there is an ugly phase. Like this parrot's kind of look like it's pretty janked up for a while. Usually it comes together at the last minute. Sometimes it doesn't, but for the most part, there's kind of like you have to trust the process. I know that's cliche. Everybody says it, but it is true when it comes to pastels, especially the way I do pastels. You have to kind of trust the process. This guy's still a little bit dark. I think one of the problems I had with the original picture I did, you know, this is a redemption round, so I have to make comparisons to the original. So I think one of the problems I had is I accidentally colored in his beak the wrong color and had to kind of like fix it on the fly. So that was a little tough. Plus, like I said, I mean, it is kind of cool for like being melted crayon. Like melted crayon is actually kind of fun. I want to try that again. I've got some plans for that. I was using some like a hair dryer to melt the crayon. I'd like to use like a hot plate and see how that goes. But anyway, ravens and wolves are now hunting prey together. Neat. Oh, Ida doesn't have a 3-day weekend. Sad. Everybody be sad for Ida. That's okay. We'll celebrate for you. All right. So that's a very blah red. So let's try to get some brighter red in here. The other thing is I'm just not that good with colors in general. So like I want to get better at it. And I think I will. Just do it, you know. I'll just get better at it. Like but just say I'll get better at it. It'll happen. You'll see. So I'm just gonna rough in some highlights on this bird. I may blend things. I may just kind of keep going over it. I do like this paper. This paper is like nice. I do recommend using like sanded paper with pastels. But if you're not going to, this is pretty cool too. Again, ugly phase. Don't judge it too harshly yet. Pretty amazing. Good job with the spiked lemonade. Ah, spiked lemonade, that sounds good. So this weekend, I am going on a riverboat cruise. One of the other reasons why I wanted some pastels is I want to do like what's called plein air art. I don't know if that's the proper term for pastel as well, but when you paint outdoors in the wild, they call it plein air. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm just a poser trying to be an artist, so I don't know if like the terms I use are correct, but I think that's right. But anyway, I bought some pastels because I thought I could take these out into the wild, you know, like I can go out in the woods or something and do like a little landscape scene or something with them. Um, so that's on my agenda. That's going to happen at some point. But this guy's got some orange coming off. So these pastels are really soft, by the way. They work really well to in layering. So I'm already pretty happy with them. Get some white in here. You can't hear, but your bird's pretty. Can the rest of you guys hear me? Because I know that sometimes I have audio problems, so like I don't know if it's on your end, Kilo, or if it's on my end. Okay, you can hear me? Cool. All right. Yeah. I there's nothing to listen to, Kilo. Like it's just me rambling. You know, people probably expect me to say something important or useful or insightful or not dumb. You don't get that here. You just get me rambling on. Um, Mostly, I just want to create a cool picture for you guys, and then like all the stuff I say is so that I don't look like a dumbass just sitting here talking to myself. So I kind of make up things to talk about, and yeah, I'm not saying anything important. Basically, you're not going to get any real insight into how to make pictures on this show. I mean, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to describe what I'm doing, but that doesn't mean I know what I'm doing. I'm just learning. I'm a student, not a master. I do like that. These are nice pastels. Sorry. So the brand, by the way, for those who care, is I am not going to try to pronounce this, but it's uh Ohuyu Ohuhu Ohuhu. And yeah, you get 72 in the set for under $30. They're not sponsoring this. I'm, you know, like I'm not really endorsing them. I'm just saying that like I think that's a good deal, personally. That said, hey guys, if you want to sponsor me, if you want to send me some more pastels, because at some point I'm going to use all these up. Send me some pastels, and I'll sing your praises. Just throwing that out there. It would be kind of cool. I know that some other artists, like, I mean, they have like a lot of subscribers and stuff, so it makes sense. They get like free art supplies from like the manufacturers and stuff, which would be awesome. That's like my sole goal is to get free stuff. I paint pretty pictures, so I get free stuff. I haven't gotten any free stuff. I do, you know, get donations from you guys sometimes with the art supplies, and that is awesome. I do appreciate that. That is cool. Because like I'm a cheapskate. If you guys didn't contribute, I probably would not buy these things. I would probably just make do with what I've got and like I don't know. Ohio Riverboat Cruise, yes. Out of Louisville. Thanks for asking, Julie. I forgot I even mentioned that. Yeah, I'm going on a riverboat cruise. I've been on this cruise before, but my folks have season passes to the thing, so they're still good for like a year. And I'm gonna go again. It's always nice to go out on the Ohio River. This is the Ohio River out at Louisville. It's very nice out there. Rome Dog says I'm still in the ugly face. That's funny. It's not really funny. Yeah, I hear that. I'm likewise in the ugly phase a lot. I'm gonna use this pencil to kind of like so like I could blend with my finger, but I really want this white to really show up on this black. So I'm just gonna kind of like burnish it with this pencil. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think it is. I'm just going to press really hard and fill in some of these gaps with this white pencil. Bird's looking kind of cute. I'm liking it. This beak. This is where I screwed up the last time, I think. I really screwed up his beak. Oh yeah, Rum Dog did hit 1,000 subscribers this week. That's pretty cool. Everybody loves Rum Dog, the dog. Super cute doggy. So the last time I drew a parrot, I think I did use the wrong color on his beak, and that's where I went wrong. So it's supposed to be kind of like this tan cream color thing. It's almost like a fingernail if you let your fingernail grow out. I guess. I don't know. I don't really let my fingernails grow out that much. I'm obsessed with trimming my fingernails. Like, if they get even like a millimeter or something like that too long, I don't know. It just bothers me. It becomes especially important, like if you're doing like a live stream where your hands are being shown. Like that was super nerve-wracking for me when I first started this channel. I'm like, oh man, it's kind of creepy for people to be like looking at my hands all the time. But then I'm like, oh well, whatever. I kind of embraced it. That's the whole reason why I got this like little bracelet. I made this bracelet just so that there's something on my arm for you guys to look at while I'm drawing pictures. I know it's weird. It's such a weird thing. This is a weird kind of like intimacy here where you guys are looking at my hands while I'm like trying to work here. It's weird. If you think about it. I try not to think about it. So yeah, we're getting a beat going here. I need to find, sorry, I wasn't prepared. I need some blending stumps. I think this is a good one. Oh gosh. There you go. Some blending stumps. I don't plan to use these that much, but I do kind of want to blend this in a little bit. The problem is when you press too hard with the blending stumps on black paper, you know, I just want to fill in some of these cracks from this texture, but I'm gonna have to re-go over it. I'm gonna have to go over it again, just because like even pressing like lightly, you're kind of lifting most of this stuff up, and that's no good on black paper because it's you know comes through really quickly. Larry says, I'm still in the I might be getting old phase. I can't relate to that, Larry. I don't know what you're talking about. I will never grow old. Yeah, I think about that sometimes. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't feel my age. I definitely feel younger than my age. All the older people I talk to, none of them feel their age, you know, like they still feel like they're I don't know, like in their 40s or something like that. I'm talking about the older people too. Like they don't feel their age. Like their their reflection in the mirror doesn't really match their own perception of themselves. That's like nearly universal with the people I talk. Like everybody's like, man, I feel so old and stuff. And that's usually like they're talking about like creaky bones or something like that. But they don't really feel old in their mind. At least that's my experience. I don't know. Maybe it's different for other folks. So this parrot's kind of got like this kind of like marble in its mouth. I don't know what it is technically called, but they've got these like little lines that kind of go through this stuff. So this is kind of cool. It's like a marbling, and I could probably do this. You know, I'm gonna try to do this with the. Let me try some proper pastel techniques here. So I'm gonna use the corner of this to do what a pencil would do. So you can use with these stick pastels, you can use the corners of it to like kind of create pencil marks ish. So don't feel like you have to get the pastel pencils. The pastel pencils are like a convenience. All right, so I'm gonna come back over this because I feel like some of this got lost. Sorry. Send me a picture. I draw a dog, your doggo. It's a dark hole. You're not alone. Willie Lexi is a gorgeous girl. My heart is with you. Oh no, did something happen to the doggo? Don't give me bad news tonight, guys. Come on. It's supposed to be a good day, right? I don't know. Don't give me bad news. All right. Let's see. I want to take this and kind of like it's still black, but there's like some slight grayness to it. So I'm basically using the white from here and just kind of softly blending in some areas that are kind of gray in this beak. There we go. Without going overboard. Like, I don't want this to be white. I just want it to be gray. Yeah. All right. So this I'm gonna do with this pencil. Yeah. See if I can get some fluffy areas on the outside of his fur here. Not fur, feathers. Yeah. Sorry, my brain fart. And get some going up here. I think we got a decent head here so far. It's not like, it's lacking detail and stuff like that, but we're still pretty early. We're in the early phases. I don't mind throwing my pencils down here just because like my pencils are all out of order and stuff. I just want to make sure that my sticks go back in the box where they were, because they arrived in a nice pretty order. I know that that's not going to last, but figure might as well leave them like that for a little while. They're nicely organized by the warms and the cools, and they're all just pretty nicely organized, I think. All right, so the guy's lacking some other colors here. Let me take a swig of my bourbon. Yellowtail instead of yellowfin. Talking about fish, I think. All right, so I'm going to move into getting some other colors in here. So I think this yellow is kind of like a greenish yellow. So it kind of comes down the backside here, the outer edge of his wing, and then kind of just drips. It almost looks painted, how these feathers go. And that's why parrots are really nice to paint. Some people call drawing painting. I usually call it drawing, but it is referred to as painting by many pastel artists, most pastel artists probably. I look at it as drawing just because, like, I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm not actually painting with them, I'm actually drawing, but that's just me. Other people who are better at it, I don't mind calling them painters. Oh, you guys talking about grilling? I know somebody out there is grilling for Memorial Day weekend. I plan to. I'm gonna grill something. I don't know what yet. I gotta go to the store and pick up something. I don't have anything to grill. Maybe some chicken. I think I have some chicken somewhere. I kind of feel like, I don't know. When it comes to grilling, like I don't mind doing chicken. I'm really good at like grilling like pork, but I'm a kind of a red meat kind of guy when it comes to grilling. If you guys are all like vegetarians and stuff, sorry. Right. Get some green in here at the tips of the yellow. This needs to be a darker green, so I'm gonna go back over that with some other green. I mean, you can like layer really well with these pastels. It's nice. So much yard work to do. Oh no. I mean, lately I've been kind of like in like standby mode on like yard work. I'll mow the lawn, but that's about it. I don't feel like doing much more than that. All right, so then it goes yellow, green, and then it kind of like dips into this blue here. And these blues are really pretty, so I hope I'm able to pull it off. But I do want some of this black to show through, like the shadow. So you see, I'm just pulling it across the page. I'm trying to mimic the feathers that I see in the photo. But this will probably require a little bit of development. I don't think I can just, you know, block these in easily. But well, actually, I think they're blocked in. I just don't think that they're done yet. So I'll come back and tinker with that. So on this other side, there is some color poking through. It's kind of like this blue ridge here. Just kind of put that in. Vertigo says, I was told Jeremy would be drawing a ferret. The weird looking ferret. Well, you don't like my ferret? Come on. What's wrong with my ferret? I'd like to see you draw a ferret. Everybody's got opinions about ferrets. Nothing wrong with my ferret. You know, I bet you if ferrets could think and talk and stuff, they'd be like, I would love to be as colorful as this ferret Jeremy's drawing. Did you have an inspiration pick? Yes. So I don't have it where I can show it on the screen, but it's from Unsplash, which is a place I go to often to get photos to work from. So like if you go to Unsplash and just type in Parrot, it'll probably show up somewhere. I did spend a lot of time looking for a picture, so I kind of just grabbed like the first one that I thought was nice and would look nice with this. But yeah, Unsplash is great. It's basically like this free repository of photos that people contribute to. Like anybody can contribute to it. If you've got some old photos laying around that you're proud of and stuff, pop them up there. People could use them. It's great. You know, they don't even require you to like, cite the source and stuff. I probably should. I'm just really bad about that. I will work on that actually. Thanks for making me feel guilty about that, Huli. So getting some browns in here. The parrot's standing on like a little rock or I think this is rock. It could be a branch of some sort, but it's kind of. So in this case, the texture that you see showing through from the paper and stuff, that's actually pretty nice. I like that because it works towards creating the texture for this thing. And it has a grayish footing. This is his feet. How are we doing on time? Ah, we're doing great on time. Man, we got like a blocked in parrot in 30 minutes. That's nice. So the parrot's not done, but at least he's looking parrot-like. He's looking very parrot-like. I like it. Guess we're gonna drink. All right. So I think this is the basics of a parrot. So let's start making them nicer. I'm gonna start by seeing if I can slightly blend in some of these feathers because they shouldn't look this rough. And I'm doing this very softly, by the way, because I have noticed that with these pastels, especially on black paper, if you press too harshly, it just lifts it up. And you really don't want to do that. You just want to kind of smooth it and blur it out so that the next layer that you put over it looks more detailed on top of this, if that makes sense. But if you press down too hard, you'll just end up lifting up the pastel. So I said that there's an ugly phase. This is where it starts looking a little bit better, but this is still part of the ugly phase. Like it's not gonna like you're gonna have to like check your eyesight when looking at it in this phase because it's a little bit blurry. There's nothing really for your eyes to kind of grab onto. This is if your camera was out of focus, I guess. When you're taking a picture. Huli says I always miss the starts. I didn't include it in this start. I really should get in the habit of including my reference photo. I don't know. The problem is I just jump in and start filming or start streaming and stuff. I don't do a lot of prep work I should do. It's basically like 5 minutes before the stream starts. I'm like, oh, I need to go find a picture to do. Like if I don't have a picture in mind, like if I'm not doing a somebody's pet or something like that, I basically spend like 30 minutes before the show scrambling around the internet looking for a cool picture to do. And yeah, and I really should take some more time to do like setup and stuff so that you guys can see the picture I'm working off of. But anyway, so this point, I'm just kind of like lightly blending out the stuff that I put in so that I can add a layer over it. There's no like hard rule, but I try to like think about at least 3 layers, right? Like you can do a lot more layers in pastel, and most people do, but I try to think of like 3 layers. One is like some of the darker background, your midtones, like the background should be kind of blurry. The underpainting, I guess some people call it. Um, the top layer, the highlights, and I guess some of the top layer can be shadows as well. But the top layer is where you have like more detail in it, and that's really where the picture starts coming together. But I like to smooth out this bottom layer. It also helps like kind of get the pastel into the paper because unless you're using fixant or whatever it's called, I always struggle with that. Your your pastel's just basically sitting on the paper and stuff. In fact, when most people frame pastel pictures, it's behind glass because the pastel isn't fixed in any way. Like you can touch it and smear it and all that stuff. Um, Most of the pastel pictures are behind glass just because of that. But they don't have to be. I mean, you can use fixing it. It just kind of screws up your picture. So like a lot of people don't do it. It makes your pastel look darker. Really says I'm saying all the wrong stuff. You're never saying the wrong stuff, Huli. Huli's the best, by the way. Throwing that out there. Just random compliments. Who else is in here? MJ's the best. Kid's the best. Vertigo's the best. You're all the best. Let me get a little fluffed up neck here. So I like this little guy already, even though a little bit more work to do on. The other thing is, especially when you're working on dark paper, you really have to build up the layers to get to the bright. This particular parrot, he is out in the sun. He's got some bright colors going for him. You don't want all that darkness showing through. Now, obviously, pastel is opaque. Like you're only going to get like light transparent areas if you blend it out to that degree. But yeah. All right, I think that's a good start for there. I'm not going to blend this just because I want that texture there. I think that actually looks pretty good. All right, let's move into. I'm going to use this. This is a little bit controversial. This is there's some pinks here. I'm going to use that. See how that looks in. See if I can get this. Yeah, I think that looks cool. So there's like ridges of the feathers. I'm going to try to highlight them. So it seems like with these pastels, there's like this there's this kind of like coat on it that needs to kind of be broken through, it seems like, them being new pastels. Just to let you know in case you go to buy them. Gonna have to break through that initial crust layer, I guess. Or it seems that way at least. Gonna get some feathers in here. Pink feathers. It's not the exact color I'm shooting for, but that's okay. It's a good start. Yay, Ida's back. Why was the pirate sad when his parrot left? It gave him a cold shoulder. That's good. That's real good. I like that. All right, so that looks cool, but I need to kind of warm up some of this area too. Some of these look the same color just because of my poor lighting in here, but they're actually different. So I do want like a bunch of different colors in the coat just so that like you have that sort of depth. So if you guys bear with me, I will start making this make a little bit of sense, I think. And then get some reds over this. A lot of fluffy neck. A lot of feather fluff. Should be an amazing moon this evening. Oh. Secret to winning what? What are you guys talking about winning? You guys got a contest going? What's going on? I want in. How do I win? If it's an art contest, I'm not gonna win. But if it's anything else, I'm on it. Oh, thanks, MJ. Hopefully it'll look better here in a moment. I'm just kind of fiddling with the feathers. You see what I did there? Fiddling with the feathers. I don't think I ever say fiddling in my entire life, but it's appropriate here. That's called alliteration, guys. I'm just trying to fluff up his feathers, his coat, if you will. With like some chunks of color. This is what I love about pastels. You can really suggest a lot of stuff with just some simple marks. You know, loosely defined, art is or at least visual arts is the process of putting marks on paper. You know, like whether it's drawing or painting or whatever. It's just putting marks on paper. And when it comes to making marks, pastels are awesome. I love pastels. Like you can make marks with a paintbrush, you can make marks with a pencil, but it's all about making marks. And pastels give you a lot of a lot of fun. There you go. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say fun. It's a lot of fun. All right, so I don't know. I don't know if I have a darker red. I don't have a dark red in this set. I have another set over there, but it's way over there. I'll have to come back to that. Anyway, we're going to work more on the initial coat. This is tough up here because like my hand is causing a shadow on the paper, so I don't really see what colors I'm getting. Actually, that's pretty good. I want some bright oranges up there as well. You put cheese and a few tender seasonings in the meat. You guys always talking about food. That's okay though. I love it. It's gonna be Jeremy's art and cooking show. I'm gonna get one of you guys to be my co-host. You guys are gonna come in and cook something while I'm drawing a picture of whatever you're cooking. Like so on Tuesday they'll be like, you guys are making tacos and I'm drawing a taco. All right. I think this will work. with the texture of his I don't know what this is called. Whatever is around his face. It kind of looks the same on like all birds. Like, I don't know, like a chicken has this kind of stuff on them, but it's kind of like this weird scaly texture, like almost reptile. I don't know what this is called. But this is one of the features I screwed up in my other picture, by the way. As part of the redemption. And I'm being pretty heavy-handed with this pencil to just, because this isn't very opaque. I mean, it kind of comes off as like gray. So I'm really pressing hard in here. And that's just because it's white paper, black paper. Like if this was on white paper, I wouldn't be spending as much time on this facial feature here. I also heard, this may just be a rumor, but I think it's true, that you can use colored pencils over pastel. I haven't really given that a shot. I did it once just to see if it was like completely bullshit, but I haven't really tried to do a picture with colored pencils over pastels. I don't know. I would think if you're going to do it, because it's wax, so it should work fine. Oh, thanks, Ida. I appreciate that. Oh, hamburger. Hamburgers. Oh, I want hamburgers for Memorial Day. That's going to happen. It's going to be hamburgers. I have decided. I don't know. It's been a while since I've made hamburgers on a grill. So I'm going to get some hamburgers for Memorial Day. I totally forgot it was Memorial Day, by the way. Like, I think I scheduled a meeting on Monday and I wasn't even thinking about it. I might have to reschedule that meeting for like Tuesday or something. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't think it was about the hamburgers. Oh, yeah. So like, I think if you're gonna do a picture where you use like traditional colored pencils, even though it's wax, so wax should go over this chalk pretty easily. But I think if you're gonna do a full-on picture, I would use some fixant on the chalk just to kind of like lock it in, and then colored pencils over that, like traditional colored pencils like Prismacolor would be totally fine. So you can use these kind of different mediums together, create a nice little mixed medium um, picture. All right, so I want his beak to be more pronounced, but I don't have the I don't have a way to do that without doing the negative space around it. So let me do the background here, and then that will kind of give more definition to the black beak, if that makes sense. Of course, I kind of just want to glaze over this, if that's the right word. Um, I still want this to be kind of like soft and blurry in the background. Yeah, Hater did say he got a parrot. I haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, he said he got a parrot, so like this would be right up his alley. Maybe he can if he watches this later, he can chime in the comments. Oh, I'm still looking for whoever got my bourbon bottle from that auction. Whoever bought that bourbon bottle, you guys got to fess up, man. That is driving me nuts. That is a mystery that I need solved because it is going to sit in the back of my mind until it drives me crazy. I want to know who bought it. It says anonymous. I want the anonymous person. What is this, Jack Stoof? I mean, come on, guys. Somebody needs to tell me who bought that bourbon bottle. That'd be amazing if Jack Stoof bought my bourbon bottle. That'd be awesome. So this is really why I love pastel pencils, like the kind of blending that you can do between all the different colors. It's uh, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, if you guys don't fess up and tell me who bought that bourbon bottle that I decorated, I'm gonna assume Jack Stoof bought it because you know he watches my show, right? Him and Shiloh. Shiloh ordered it. That's who. Shiloh likes bourbon. Maybe he did. I don't know. Who can say? I didn't buy it. I was gonna buy it, but then somebody else bought it, and now you guys won't tell me who. You guys keeping secrets up in my chat. I don't like it. So using the sticks in conjunctions with the in conjunctions in conjunction with the pencils, that's really where the pastel shines. Um, and I don't know how you would duplicate that with like regular colored pencils. So like colored pencils, you're not going to be able to get the big swaths of color in there. Kid says, Jeremy, could it be that someone doesn't know you that bought it? Yes, it could be. So that's actually part of like why it's driving me crazy. Um, it could be somebody local who liked it. It could be somebody local that knows me. It could be so somebody picked up the owl one at that paid event. So, and I know who that is. I don't know her, but I was able to like figure out who that was. So she could have liked it and thought, hey, I'm gonna get the other one that goes along with it. I don't know. Maybe she started a collection. I mean, if so, that'd be cool. But really, honestly, it could be anybody. It could be somebody I know. It could be somebody I don't know. It could be one of you guys. It could be complete stranger. Um, all I know is I was going to buy it and it wasn't available anymore because somebody had purchased it outright. Like I was going to bid on it, and it wasn't available for bid anymore because somebody purchased it. So whoever did, that's cool. I just want to say thanks. That's all. Because like I don't know, I just think it's cool. I mean, like I said at the outset, like you guys have been super nice to me. Like as far as basically, I'm using donated art supplies here and stuff. I mean, that's awesome. You know, I don't deserve that. I want to show appreciation whenever I can. I mean, in the least, I want to I want to give the person another piece of art. Like whenever I feel guilty about something, I just want to give people art. So like, if you like my pictures, I just want to give you free art. So whoever got that bourbon bottle, if you guys do fess up, I owe you art, free art. You need another bourbon bottle. That's what you need. Third bourbon bottle. It's hilarious to bid on your own art. Hey, you guys told me to. I was only going to do it because you guys said. But like, yeah, I do think that's kind of funny. Like, the bottle itself, I think that particular bourbon goes for like $70. I think Kevin looked that up, and I think that's right. So like, if I wanted that bourbon, I could just go and buy a $70 bottle and do a new decoration. That would be kind of funny to buy my own bottle at auction, but it does go to a good cause, so it is something I would do. Um, I would totally support Lex Arts. I mean, they're awesome. Like for those of you who haven't looked into them by me talking about them, I mean, basically they exist just to support artists in the local area. That's awesome, and not just artists in the local areas, but just like art in general. So like if you go around Lexington, like if any of you guys ever come to visit, first off, if any of you guys ever come to visit, look me up, let me know, I'll buy you a beer. Um, I want to meet you guys. So like if any of you guys ever come to Lexington, be sure to let me know. But if you just go around Lexington, there's a great amount of like public artworks and stuff, and they're behind most of that. So Kid says, Jeremy, do you know how much it's sold for? Yes. So there was the option of they reduced the price down to $150 opening bid, or you could buy it outright for $200. Somebody bought mine outright for $200, so I know exactly what they paid for it. Uh, Somebody bought it for $200. I was going to go in and bid and try to be cheap and get it for 150, but I missed my opportunity because somebody already bought it. Somebody bought my dad's as well. They bought his for I think they bid on his for $150. And I think it's a different person. I really do. Uh, but I really don't know. They're all anonymous. Anyway, I think it's cool. I just want to say thanks. That's all. Like I don't want to like get all up in somebody's business and stuff like that. If you want to buy bourbon bottles, hey, let me know. I'll send you another one. But I just want to say thank you. I love it when I don't know. It's like you put something out in the world, you just kind of want to keep track of it. I think it's cool. Soften up this background. So to me, it doesn't look as rough as it does on camera, but it does look pretty rough on camera. I'm going to get a little bit more yellow in this beak. I don't know what to do with that beak. It's not exactly white, but it's not exactly this color I'm making either. Rome says he's down. All right, Rome, anytime you're in town, you let me know. We'll get a beer, man. This is only an offer for anyone 21 years or older. Don't be coming to my town, if you're like 15 or something saying, "Hey, Jeremy, buy me beer." Nope, I'm not going to do it. Nice try. If you're under the age of 21, I don't want to meet you. Sorry. But if you are 21 or older, you let me know. I will buy you a beer. As long as you're not like a mass murderer or something. If you're like, I don't know, a friendly person. If you're a mass murderer or something, I don't know. You can keep going. I don't need to meet you. I like this bird. This bird's looking good. Pretty happy with it. Kid says, "Are you going to do a coffee parrot for the coffee shop?" That's a great idea. Everybody really liked the owls I did. So like, I did owls twice. I did one as a big owl, and then I did the owl for the coffee or the bourbon bottle. I did that one as well, and people just love it. So I would like to actually do some other birds in coffee. The thing is about a parrot, though, I don't know if a parrot would translate well to coffee. I think coffee works really well for um, pictures where it's okay if they're like monochromatic or like if you could picture a parrot in charcoal where it's just all black, then I guess it might make sense in coffee. I don't really know. I never really considered it, but I think if you're going to do a parrot, you probably should do a parrot in color. That's just me, but I'm I got to be a little bit more open-minded on that because, like, for all I know, there's this awesome charcoal parrot out there that somebody did. I really don't know, but in my mind, if you're going to do a parrot, you probably should do it in color. But then that could just be my limited creativity. I don't know. Maybe I'm not thinking outside the box or something. As an artist, you're supposed to be creative. So, like, as an artist, you're supposed to be able to imagine what a monochromatic parrot would look like and then make it happen. Beautiful parrot. Marco Polo. Marco. Yeah, I gotta get some more of this orange up in here. He's got this, or he or she. I'm just gonna call all these animals she's. She's got a very beautiful um orange coming off of her neck. I wonder if this would look better if I started with white paper. I kind of wanted to do like black paper just because it was in the set that they sent. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, maybe this would have looked better if it was on white paper. But I think it looks fine. I think it's looking okay. All right, so down here in the fur, there's some orangish areas. So what I like is when it's starting to be where there's like enough of it in there where you can start coming in and adding like highlighted details. Like down through the the shoulder, I guess, of his of her wing. You get kind of like some orangishness up in here. You can tell, like as the night goes on, the effects of alcohol on my narrating. Like I start losing my words. There are some highlights through here. I think I need to. Yeah. So, okay. This is something interesting. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you see how solid and pink that is? On this side, it's a lighter pink. It seems like they use some sort of binding container or something, and I feel like that needs to come off before you can actually really use it. So, just a note, if you buy this particular brand of um, pastel, you're probably going to have to like break through that outer crust before you really can get in and start using the actual pastel inside. Just to let you know, it's not a deal breaker. It doesn't. I don't dislike it. It's just something to think about when you first open up the box. Just don't go off and write like a negative review on Amazon before just kind of like breaking through that outer layer. So this is kind of like a pink. All of this like doesn't look the proper colors on here, but that's okay. This is like a pink over that red. Like little speckles up in here. This is what I really like about drawing with pastels. You get this painterly looking effect, but it's with a dry medium. So again, this is something I could take with me out in the woods or something, not have to worry about bringing any like water with me or anything like that. I could just pop up out in the woods, create a really cool. I don't know. There wouldn't be any parrots out in the woods around here. I'm just saying that, like, just go out in the woods and draw some cool stuff. Mama Q says, "Where do parrots invest their money?" Okay, Larry says, "Beak accounts." Bill Gorman says, "Want a cracker?" Yeah, this is Polly. We're gonna call her Polly, obviously. Anytime I think of the word Polly, I'm a big Nirvana fan, so I think of that song. So there is a little bit of so because these are soft pastels. So I do recommend like if you do get some pastels, get a set of like hard pastels and also a set of really nice soft pastels. And the reason why is because the hard pastels are going to be really good for doing like your backgrounds and stuff like that. But as you start getting into like details where you're layering pastels over each other, like I'm doing now, adding you know, some depth to it, you're gonna want really soft pastels for this top layer. Else they're not gonna like really layer over the other bits. So I do recommend getting some hard pastels and also soft pastels. These are going to be your soft pastels. They're layering really well, surprisingly well on this paper. Again, like I said, I'm used to using the sanded paper or like a gritty paper that like even so much that when I make my own paper grit, I use clear gesso so that it has that like marble sand in it. Um, this stuff is actually layering pretty well. Like I'm able to get several layers in here without feeling like filled up all the tooth. Now, if you fill up all the tooth, you're not done yet. You can still use like a workable fixative to add more tooth to the paper and stuff. But this is pretty good paper. I don't feel like I'm running out of layers that I can do in this. There's an upper limit, of course, and I feel like I'm pressing my luck, but also I don't feel like I've reached that upper limit of layers that I can do yet, if that makes sense. The stork market and the squawk market. Ooh, so close. My parrot Togo was on CNN. What? Nice. I didn't. Yeah, you did mention you had a parrot. Sorry. Kilowatt says, looking good, Jer Bear. Appreciate it, Kilowatt. Kilo. Um, some of you guys on this channel actually create your own art, and I feel like it's been a while. I was going back to my old videos and stuff, and I found that one where we actually went over, you know, um, art that other people do who watch the show, like viewers. And I kind of feel like I want to do another one of those episodes where I show off art that you guys have created. I think that'd be fun. So I'm going to put some thought into that, and hopefully soon we can do another one of those because I think those are fun. All right, let me get in here. I want to, so this is like really not the brightest yellow. I want it to be super bright. And then bring this up and around. The drawback to pastel is sometimes it just crumbles on you, right? So like when it crumbles on you, you feel like, dang it, I spent like 30 bucks on this. I want it to last. Stop crumbling on me. But yeah, you can just kind of like pull it down and just smear it across the page, and it ends up looking like painted. That painterly look I like. And like I said, you really are shooting for at least 3 layers here. So you saw that like the first layer just kind of blocking things in, the second layer kind of smudging things together so that it's like big masses of things, and then this third layer is like I'm just kind of chunking it in, and this is like the layer that I don't want to smooth out. I want this to be, I want it to look like paint, essentially. And yeah, you kind of want to be, you see I'm like a little bit loose with my marks, just kind of. And this is something that you like have to practice with. Like I'm not very good at this, honestly, but I want to get more looser with just like, just throwing in marks and stuff. Throwing a little bit of yellow up here as well, just for fun. All right, so I'll come back to this side, but I'm still working on this bit over here. How are we doing on time? We're only at the hour mark. See, this is the other thing I like about pastels. It's like you can get a lot accomplished in a short period of time. I like it. I love the sound it makes as well. I had a white. Where did I put my white? Sorry. Sorry about reaching across the paper. Um, hmm. Bill Gorman emailed Valerie Plame, the former CIA agent, for some reason. Bill Gorman, why are you emailing Valerie Plame? And why would you say that on this channel? Like, NSA, I have nothing to do with Bill Gorman. Bill Gorman has nothing to do with me or this channel or anything like that. I just want to throw that out there. If any NSA operatives are watching, I don't know this guy. He has nothing to do with me or anything. No, seriously, why are you emailing Valerie Plame? I'm kind of curious. She has a website talking about it all. I always like Bill Gorman. Bill Gorman's interesting guy. You guys should go watch his channel. I forget what it's called. I don't know if you just type in Bill Gorman and you find it, but he's a pretty cool guy. Old hippie guy. Not old, but hippie-ish. Vertigo says, Jeremy, in your last stream, you mused about doing a portrait in coffee. I recommend doing one of Juan Valdez. Ah, that's a great suggestion. I like it. Yeah, so like I kind of want to break out of. I mean, I still want. I want to do primarily the wildlife pictures, and specifically the type of wildlife that you would find in the woods, in the forest, in the mountains, that sort of stuff, in the United States. Um, like I have toyed with the idea of expanding that into like jungle safari type creatures like lions and things like that. And I probably will at some point. I haven't exhausted the wildlife that you would find in the woods and stuff. Um, but yeah, but I do kind of want. I feel like I'm at the point where I've done enough of these where I feel like I kind of want to break out my comfort zone and experiment. And yeah, definitely. So I started doing portraits of pets just to see how I can do with that. But yeah, I do feel like I do want to do at least one portrait of a person just to see how it goes. So Juan Valdez, that's awesome. He is the king of coffee. Yeah. Senka Vertigo. Senka very much. That's my line. I like to say Senka. Senka. Rome Dog says, looking good, Jeremy. Thanks. Appreciate that. Just kind of working this background a little bit. Pastels are really good for like cloudy type features like this. I feel like I can get better at this, but I like making cloudish things in pastels. Really what all this is like vegetation behind the bird. You don't see it because it's all blurred out, kind of like it would be with the camera with a certain aperture. All right, so I feel like I've messed around with that enough. Um, I'm gonna, sorry, this isn't part of the set, but I really want this light blue. So, gotta reach across the room. I really should keep all my art supplies like within reachable distance. This is also a very soft pastel. I don't know what the name brand is. I've had many of my pastels I've had for like years. I don't know where they came from. People have just kind of given me like I don't buy a lot of art supplies, honestly. Like I really don't. Like that's why I think it's so amazing that you guys have donated to the show because like I am so cheap. I'm such a cheap bastard that I would rather do without than actually buy the supplies that I probably should have. And I feel like I've got a good set now. I've got really good pastel pencils. I've got really good pastel sticks. I feel like I feel like I'm just capable of creating anything now. I like the sky's the limit. And I honestly just have you guys to thank for that, which is cool. But yeah, like these pastels I've had for like a long time. This one that I'm using now, and they're super soft too. I don't even know where they came from, but I've had them forever. I put that one to the side. I want to go back to this blue. This one's like super bright, I think. Let me get this going back here. Yeah, that's a nice blue. That's beautiful. There we go. Juan Valdez and coffee. That would be cool. Yeah, I think Juan Valdez would be neat. I've seen people do like stormtroopers in coffee, but not the same style as me. That would be kind of cool. Like just so I always thought like if I ever opened like a coffee shop and you know I would theme it like you always have to theme a coffee shop for some reason, but I would theme mine like around geek culture, like I don't know, comics and nerdy type stuff, and I would just call it like geeked because like you get geeked out on coffee, so I would just call my coffee shop geeked, and I would definitely do like coffee paintings of all the geek related stuff, like the Star Wars stuff, Marvel stuff. Um, sky's the kind of limit on all of that stuff. Anime. I love this blue. This is my favorite blue in the world. So again, I just love how like inexpensive these pastels were, and you know, I could probably create, I don't know, 100 pictures out of just like this one stick. Sorry. I get distracted easy. But I really like that. That looks cool. That's beautiful, guys. Sorry. Looks amazing, Jeremy. Like a photograph. Thank you, Mama Q. I don't know if it's all that, but it is definitely. I like the colors. The colors are cool. I'm happy with the colors. So there was a little bit of a blue chunk here. All right. So let me put that back. All right. So I need to start focusing on this side of the bird. I just love this set because 72 colors, like 72 colors, 72 colors. I feel like I don't know. I just have so many options. So like I have to, before I would just use like whatever color I had, whether it was right or not. Like you guys have seen some of the pictures I made where I did that bear in like rainbow colors and stuff just because it's like, I don't know, what do I have the right colors? Um, but now I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I have so much power. So much power. 72 colors. Like, that's a lot. I don't have to mix colors as much. Just feels so powerful. Such a big palette. It's funny. There's something called the Zorn palette, which is like, I don't know, like maybe 4 colors or something. And they, like, people create all kinds of like awesome pictures off of just 4 colors and stuff. And here I am like, yay, I've got 72 colors. But the Zorn palette is actually really cool. I might have to do a show on that sometime. It is pretty amazing. Like when you start mixing colors, like, and I really need to get back into that. I used to spend a lot of time trying to learn how to mix colors properly, you know, because like I have I have like primary colors and paints. So like, oops, sorry. I have blues, reds, and yellows and stuff. Theoretically, with those 3 colors plus black and white, you can create any color out there. And I was really going down a rabbit hole where I was trying to like mix all these different colors and stuff. And I really need to get back into that. But in the meantime, I'm having a lot of fun with 72 colors. Jeremy, I hope I was able to help you purchase some art supplies. Well, I mean, if you're gonna throw yourself out there, I'll back you up. Yes, yes, you were able to help me buy these pastels. Thank you very much, Larry. I appreciate that. I didn't, I don't want to throw anybody out there that doesn't want to be thrown out there, but like since you mentioned it, yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not like broke or anything like that. I can buy my own art supplies. I'm just cheap. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyway, you get this beautiful parrot out of it, which is nice. We miss Party Bear. Party Bear will be back. Um, Actually, you guys really love that bear I drew. The multicolored bear. So whenever you guys like something, that's what I end up liking to do. So I do follow what you guys like. Um, as much as I can, like whenever you guys seem to like something, I try to create pictures in that realm. So like left to my own devices, I would probably do more comic book type stuff and things like that. But you guys really like animals and stuff, so I do like a lot of animals. I feel like giving the audience what they want as far as I can figure out. If you guys like drawing, or if you guys like drawings of animals, I will draw animals. That's totally cool with me. I like what you guys like. The colors are awesome on the bear. I agree. That is a lot of fun, and I do like doing that. So I like taking something that should be brown, like a bear, and just like making it crazy colors. And I like doing it. So I've got this horse up here on this wall. I did that in pretty much rainbow colors. That was fun. I should have probably added a horn to it, made it into like a unicorn. But I've done it with people where like I'll do a portrait just using like oranges and blues and or pinks and blues and so on. And I like those type of pictures. I'll probably definitely do more of those in the future. Probably definitely. Let's see. I'm gonna introduce this color even though I haven't used it yet. It's kind of like a purplish red. So I'm still crunching numbers on my. I mentioned this on Tuesday that I'm trying to crack this Bitcoin wallet by doing all these different combinations. Uh, I have a separate computer hooked up in the back because I didn't want to use my primary computer anymore, so that I can actually do these live streams. Um, but I can hear it like the fan back there just going, just crunching numbers. It's just gone crazy. My goal is to have tried 1 billion combinations over the next week. And I think I'm going to get there. I really do. It's cranking, I want to say, I don't know how many millions is cranking per day, but it's in the millions. It's definitely in the millions. And I do think within a week, maybe a week and a half, I will have done over 1 billion different combinations. Now that doesn't mean I'm gonna like get the right solve or anything like that. It's just that's the sort of effort I'm putting into this. It's nuts. It's so much fun. Kid says, Jeremy, I do have a bear themed loft area just outside the coon room. Oh, somebody, I'm gonna have to send you the that bear then. I mean, you did like the bear, yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely. I'll send it your way. Willy nilly says, sounds like a hacking machine. Yeah, it's basically over there. Like I don't know. I hope it doesn't catch fire. Basically, that's how. Like the CPU is maxed out on it. Like it's an older computer. I really wanted to use this computer because this computer is a little bit better. All my computers are like hand-me-downs from like where I used to work. They would like when they would replace computers, they would give you your old one and let you take it home. Um, so like they're all hand-me-downs, and that one's a little bit older, but I mean I have to free up this computer to do these live streams. I tried to do it off my laptop, it just wasn't working last week or Tuesday, I guess. So yeah, I fully expect that one to catch fire over the next couple of days, which would be awesome. Like if it catches fire in the pursuit of trying to solve a puzzle, I'm all about that. Okay, Larry says, you're awesome, kid. She really is. I agree with that. Every one of you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome bunch. Bunch of awesome people up in here. That's the theme of this channel, by the way. It's like everything is awesome. I know that's like probably a song that got stuck in everybody's head when that Lego movie came out, but it is true. Everything is awesome. And if it's not, that's okay. It'll become awesome eventually. You know, give it some time. I do like how this guy's looking. All right, so what can I do to improve? All right. This is still looking pretty rough, so let me try to get some definition in here. Again, this is meant to be like a log or something. So You got, let me try to get like a more fixed line along the top at least so that the rest of this is okay to be not blended in. Because I do like the texture here for like wood, but you know, you have to kind of at least get some solidness up here in the top bit so that it makes sense. Geez, that's now stuck in my head again. I hope that the Everything is Awesome song. Everything is awesome. Let's go and put a team. Everything is awesome. You're welcome. That's gonna be stuck in your head all weekend. Everything is awesome. I hate that. I hate that song. When that movie came out, oh man, they played the hell out of that song, and it just like it's just too much, too much, guys. But yeah, that's gonna be stuck in your head all weekend. You're welcome. Yeah, you're gonna stop. You're gonna unsubscribe. So like, I'm gonna lose 10 subscribers off of the mere mention of Everything is Awesome song because you're gonna be like, oh, not that again. Anyway, I don't want to blend this too much because I do kind of like the graininess of it. I do want it to look like wood. So I'm gonna leave that there. In fact, I might add just a little bit of highlight so that it's not all gray. All right, now the challenge is how do I make the claws a little bit different? Everything is awesome. It's cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when you're living out a dream. I should not. No, stop saying. Every time I start this stream, I'm like, don't sing, Jeremy. Do not try to sing. Do not try. I failed you guys. I apologize. I got one thing I'm supposed to do is just not sing, and then I end up doing it. You know, if I wasn't sitting here in this chair, yeah, the Batman song is better. If I wasn't sitting here in this chair, I would probably dance every now and then as well, and that is not pretty either. You got one job, Jeremy. Just don't sing. Draw your pretty picture, smile, ask people how their day went. Do not try to sing. You get one job. So it's cool to come back with like pencil even after you've blocked everything in, just to kind of like, I don't know, add these little like little feather bits. Honestly, between the stick pastels and the pencils, you can create all kinds of nice pictures. Really nice pictures. There is probably an upper limit on how many layers you can put in this. I don't think I've reached it yet, but I'm getting pretty close, I think. All right. Let me grab. Sorry. Wanted to grab a little bit of white. Wanted to. This is a really soft white that layers well over other things. Yeah, that really stands out. So I wanted to kind of like highlight some areas in this space. Like really make that starky white. The bearskin rug in the loft area. So I mean, I think think a bear themed room it would be a little bit harder than a raccoon themed room. Because like I don't know, generally bears are like bigger things. Um, you could get that bear that Forrest Fenn was selling. I don't know what it went for, but I want to say that that was at least a couple of like grand. I want to say like 5 grand. Um, he had it on his old Santa Fe Trading Company website, like way back in the day, and he had that kind of like accounting system code for determining like the prices of things. And I think we worked out that it was I want to say 2,500 for that bear, that big stuffed bear. That would go good in like a bear room. I think it went a little bit too far over on the side with that white. So let me get that. But yeah, I think a bear themed room would be cool. I don't know if I would have like an actual stuffed bear in there. I feel like that'd be a bit much. But like I mean, I live in Kentucky, right? So the idea of like like taxidermied animals and stuff, that's not foreign to me, obviously. Like I see taxidermied stuff all over the place and stuff, but I always feel like awkward if I was standing in a room, like even with a deer head, right? So like you see deer heads up on the wall. There's one at my favorite pub here in town. There's this pub I frequent often, and they have an actual taxidermy deer head up on the wall. And it's not like, I mean, I would never have that myself because I feel bad for the deer, but I get it. I understand. Hunting culture is what it is and stuff. And like again, I'm no stranger to it here in Kentucky. However, it is always so awkward standing in a room with like a bear hanging on the wall or like a deer hanging on the wall, and you're like looking up like, sorry guy, like this is awkward, dude. Sorry, I am sorry you're hanging on the wall. I would rather just draw a picture of an animal than hang an animal on the wall, but I get it. I do. Um, I don't know what bear meat would taste like, but people hunt sometimes just to eat. So, like, what are you gonna do with the parts? I don't know. Willie Nilly says, sometimes I wonder if I would dare to have my dog stuffed if he dies. Man, I was, the dog I had before I got these guys, man, constant companion, my best friend. Um, she was around for like 15 years. Broke my heart when she passed away. Like honestly, like ripped my heart out. I don't think I've ever recovered from it to be honest. But I really seriously considered all the different ways that they market of like just memorializing her. So like, I thought about having her taxidermied. I thought about like having her cloned. That's the thing now. You can have your pet cloned. Um, all the different things. There's so many different options nowadays with the technology being out there. It's just I don't know. It's tough because it would never be her. My dog Mocha. I have a picture of her up on the wall behind me. Um, best friend, best friend, and it was rough when she passed away. But yeah, I ended up having her cremated and getting her ashes. Here we go. Yeah, this is cool. Um, so I had her ashes like there's this I don't even remember where I got this, but her ashes are actually in this little orb kind of thing. So like I have her with me. Um, it's not the same, obviously. It's just and it's just every now and then I look up at it and I'm like, oh, you know, it is tough when you lose a pet. It really is. There's no wrong way to grieve. There really isn't. everybody grieves in their own way. So if it makes you feel comfortable having your pet stuffed, I'm all for it. If it makes you comfortable to have your pet cloned, even though I don't think they have the cloning technology down to where you get like an exact copy of your dog. Like you get a dog that happens to have the same DNA but it looks totally different. Um, I don't know how that works exactly, but that's my understanding. But whatever you need, whatever you need in order to grieve in your own way, I'm fully supportive of that kind of stuff because like everybody's gonna grieve differently. It's rough. Oh, thanks, Kilo. Yeah, I think this is coming along. It's not perfect. None of my pictures are ever perfect, but there's an acceptable standard, I guess, where I'm like, it's not bad for a drunk guy on a Thursday night, hanging out with his friends, chatting it up. I mean, it's not like I'm painting this for like a museum or anything like that. It's not going into some Audubon Society collection of proper birds or anything like that. So who cares? It's just little details like this little highlights here and stuff. That's in the actual reference photo, and I, you know, it's like just adding it in and stuff makes things a little bit more interesting. Little focal points here and there. Let's see. How are we doing on time? So I probably should wrap this up soon just because I'm running out of things to do in this picture and I don't want to keep you guys up too late. There are some more things that I can do here. Let me look at it. Get a little bit more detail down in here. I'm trying to think. Let's soften up some of these little patches. It's always tough. I feel like it's easier to blend when it's on white paper. I should probably done white paper. I just wanted to see what this black paper would do. Again, the paper came free. That's one of the cool things about this set. Paper came free with it. But it is tough to blend on the white paper or the black paper. Sorry. Yeah, this guy's looking cute. Thanks, Willie. Um, so I think I'm gonna use. So the problem with this set of pencils, like this isn't my best set of pencils. I use these pencils just when I'm like working on like an experimental picture like this one is. Um, these pencils are kind of hard, right? So like remember when I said the softer the pastel is, the easier it's going to go over other um, pastel. So like I feel like I really just need to use this little thing for my white highlights and stuff, just because it's so soft. You can just easily layer it over. But I kind of want these like little lines going over here. In fact, sorry, I keep dipping into my other set. Got some pinks over here. See what this looks like. Drop that in randomly. Yeah, got some pinks in there. That looks nice. Why not? Sorry, I'm up on this quiet moment trying to think what all I can do to improve the picture. Let's see. What's this color here? Is that Susie Finhaven kid? I always liked her. She had some cool videos about art, I think. Let me grab a really dark green. Kind of outline this a little bit. Well, I think this parrot is looking like a parrot as much as a parrot is going to look like a parrot on this page. If you parse that out, that actually made sense. This parrot looks like a parrot. Hey, Lorraine. Nice. Okay, Larry actually called it a macaw. Nice. Or Macaw. I don't know how that's pronounced, but yeah, most people just call it parrot, but it's technically a Scarlet Macaw. Macaw? Macaw. I don't know. However that's pronounced. Let me put a little bit of white down here. I kind of want to let you know that part of this is the branch and part of it is his foot, and it's tough. It kind of all looks the same. Could have probably done that a different color. You know, a little bit green. I think that looks fine. All right. Well, it's probably a little rough. Maybe there's some improvements I can make to it. I wouldn't know what they are. In my limited skill set, I think this guy's about as done as he's gonna get. Come back over some of this area with some dark and define that a little bit. Again, in my limited skill set, I think that this guy's looking pretty sharp. I do like the idea of coming back over this with some dark areas and stuff, and it's kind of working some of these things. Okay, Larry says, dang, these yellow flies are eating up my ankles. I don't know what yellow flies are. Is that mosquitoes? Yeah, I think we're about done with this. I'm probably going to call it here soon. We're coming up at close to the 2-hour mark anyway, so I think we're good. But I do like coming back over this with some dark areas. This is nice. I think for the most part, this is a pretty good bird. I have to remember this technique for the future because I do like adding this definition with this darker piece over the top. All right, so this is all looking good. Let me add just a few little highlights here. Just I like little accent highlights for no reason. Just kind of give this little guy a little bit of fluff in the front. Like you can see, I'm putting zero thought into this extra bit after all that work trying to make things perfect. That's how it goes. I like putting in random marks. Again, I want this to look a little bit different than the wood, so I'm just gonna add some random color to it. I want his face to look kind of visually interesting, so I'm gonna add some blue to it for no reason. Who's to say that the blue isn't catching the light in some way, right? Same deal up here. I'm just gonna put a random streak of blue. As far as the background, why not add a little bit of bright greenish every now and then. Just random marks. Because it's supposed to look loose, right? A little bit of random white through here. This doesn't have as much green in it as I wanted, so let me put in some green. Appreciate it, Larry. We're about done, guys. Just want to, you know, last minute effects, I think. All right. So the idea was that this was a redemption round where I do a picture based on something I've done already, but I try to improve it. So the idea is that this was the original, which I had done in crayon. This little guy is actually done in melted crayon. And I'm not happy with the background or anything like that. The question is this new guy better than that? And I think it is. So I think this has been a successful I think this has been a successful redemption round. I gotta brighten up his eye really quick. Give me 1 second. Let me brighten up his eye. And then we can call this done. Well, again, depth to things like the eyes and stuff. Rum Dog says looks great. Kid says pretty bird, pretty bird. I don't know if you're supposed to be referencing Dumb and Dumber, but that's definitely from Dumber Dumber. Pretty bird. For those who haven't seen Dumb and Dumber, that's straight out of that. I get the reference. Pretty bird. What's that look in his eye? I don't know. Looks like he's I don't know. What a parrot's some sort of pirate kind of thought is in his mind. You know, parrots drink rum too. I was going to drink some rum tonight, but I didn't have any, so I'm stuck here drinking bourbon. Togo called himself a wackadoo. Hmm. That's a cool name for a bird, Togo. Anyway, I think this guy's about done. To me, it looks better in person than it does on camera, so I am definitely going to take a picture of this and put it up on the the community channel or the community page, sorry, so that you guys can check it out. But I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so hopefully you guys like this picture of a parrot that I did for fun, and if you guys liked it, oh, you know what? I want to. Sorry, kind of want it's like a little yellow up here. Kind of get that going. So what this actually looks like, let me take this off now that I think it, I rarely ever pull off the tape while we're doing these live streams, so. Oh, hey, Creative Boredom's in here, cool. Thanks, Creative Boredom. So sometimes the tape kind of takes away from the picture, I think. So like, as well pull this off. Yeah, so yeah. There you go. Very nice little bird. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed making it. It was fun. This new set of pastels I think is great. I'm gonna definitely do a lot more landscape pictures in the future. You know, might do more birds because like it's very colorful. Why not, right? But hopefully you guys enjoyed hanging out here. You know, if you're new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed hanging out with me while I created this really cool little parrot. So the idea was that this parrot I did in the past, I did this sometime last year, is not my favorite. And then this parrot here would look better. And I think it looks more realistic. I think it's a better parrot. You know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, so you guys can decide for yourself. But as far as the redemption round, I feel like it was a success. I had fun. Hopefully you guys had fun as well. I will be back Tuesday for sure. And if I get bored, I may come in Saturday morning and do a live stream. So, hey, Willy Nilly says I've improved. Cool. Yay. Geppetto gets well soon. He's fine. Like, he's like, oh, it's such a hard life. Such a hard life. But anyway, I may come back Saturday morning. I don't know. I don't want to commit to it, but probably. If not Saturday morning, I'll see you guys Tuesday. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Thursday night. Hope you guys enjoy your Friday. Hope you enjoy your long weekend. In the meantime, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Stay awesome. Have a good one.